Week 1, Among Us. Week 7. The horrors of war have arrived at our doorsteps. We fear those of the night, not because they are monsters, but rather because joining them means living with what we have done.
Yeah, so I think that was a better opening poem than the one that you did.
Well, leave me alone. We have a pattern we gotta do.
The poem in like 20 seconds and we went, yes, now can I please start crying?
Sing to me, Calliope, muse of epic poetry, of unexpected endings. In the soiled graves we find our friends in. Sing of their sacrifices, their saviors, and the ones who they sadly had to leave behind. Welcome to FanDive. My name is Chaos.
My name is Andy. Guess what?
My name is Malapunk.
we got the full crowd here because it's the Vampires SMP finale, and we have to get as many POVs watched in this short amount of time as possible. Now, I'm gonna say a rule. I have zero time to edit this, so no one is allowed to say at all. That's a banned word.
Yeah.
I can't edit all 100 anymore.
That's gonna go so horribly. I will say no matter what.
It's fine. It's fine. It's the Vampires SMP finale. We are going to be spoiling every single perspective because we, as a unit, managed to do it with the exception of like 2 people. We did it.
What did we miss?
We did it except for the parts where we didn't.
I don't think anyone actually saw Pyro's POV. I saw no one claim that one.
Oh, we were so close.
I ran out of time.
We were so close. And then I don't think anyone saw Zombie Cleo's to completion. We saw bits and pieces of it. I think we both bounced around.
I saw Zombie Cleo's, but I think I put it on 3 times speed in order to get that one done.
Yeah, okay. Okay, other than that, I think we covered everyone.
We cast our net and caught most of them.
We caught most of them. Oh, I think we need to do the general summary. Vampires SMP. As Lagundo described it as saying, yeah, we were all pitched this as like a social deduction game, but with ooky spooky vampires. And then suddenly it wasn't that. So this story was never going to have, like, it was never planned to have this kind of angsty drama in the end. But the endings have just been perfect.
It was never planned to have these angsty. What do you think social deduction games are?
I was expecting Among Us.
Excuse me? And whenever you see Among Us played out where all of them die or all of them don't die except for a few, what do you think these are happy endings?
And we got a werewolf out of this one, so you know, we'll cover that in a moment.
And a demon, but like that's kind of
and the demon, which we also need to talk about.
A
what?
Chaos. Oh, does the Mal not know about this?
No.
Oh my god, I can catch you up. Okay. Wait, quick, before we do it. So yeah.
You said
Anyways,
that one's on you.
In the video that Laguna was like, oh yeah, it was initially just meant to be Among Us, and then by episode 7, it was the horrors. Wait, actually, I have this saved. Let me pull it up. It was literally perfect the way I phrased this.
Alrighty.
So anyway, Mal, Avid, the scratch wasn't from a vampire, was a demon, and any time he gave in to the impulses, it got worse and worse and worse.
Legs, get out of my comment section.
No!
Get out of here. Okay, where is? All right. Week 1, Among Us. Week 7. The horrors of war have arrived at our doorsteps. We fear those of the night, not because they are monsters, but rather because joining them means living with what we have done.
Yeah, so I think that was a better opening poem than the one that you did.
Well, leave me alone. We have a pattern we gotta do.
The poem in like 20 seconds and we went, yes, now can I please start crying?
we dramatically went, oh, who's the vampire? And then they found out who the vampires were, episode 3, and then very quickly things spiraled from there. Let's cover Avid really fast because Avid did not make it to the finale.
We love you, Avid. Curse you, Avid! More
When
than you already
Avid
were!
was 8 years old, him and a friend were wandering in the woods when something attacked him. For the longest time, he thought it probably was a vampire. Turned out it was a demon, and he was inflicted by this demon's curse. The curse would only flare, though, when he was sick or injured or under a lot of stress. And Avid lived his childhood in relative peace. He did end up working for a monster hunter. He was best friends with this monster hunter named Elle, and was functionally her guy in the chair. And so it never aggravated his injury. But one day, Elle went off to Oakhurst and also got inflicted by this demon curse. And because
Wait, Elle went to Oakhurst?
Elle went to Oakhurst and searched for vampires because they were looking for a cure, because they were under the impression that what happened to Avid was vampires.
I thought it was just general searching. I didn't realise it was Oakhurst specific.
They were doing general searching, and then Elle specifically went to Oakhurst, got inflicted by this curse, came back, attacked Avid because the curse was so flared in Elle, and Avid killed Elle, and they immediately took off to Oakhurst because that was the last known location. That's where you go. While spending time there, the curse flared because of everything that Avid was doing, and got really sick, and so asked Shelby to turn him. And it was fine. It was coasting for a while. Avid very much not coping with being a vampire. Oh well.
Yeah.
And ticked off Pyro and Owen, and they made him functionally dig his own grave and then killed him in it.
Yeah.
No damn, yeah.
What's great about that murder was Shelby, as his sire, got to have those memories.
Yeah, she basically experienced visions of him dying.
Yeah. Yeah, and when they went back to there to turn it in this most recent episode, she was having flashbacks.
Yeah, yay! So Shelby spent a good chunk of her episode hunting down Pyro because Pyro was kind of bragging about it.
I wouldn't say a good chunk of her episode. A good chunk of her episode is, okay, we're doing this. We're brutal. We're gonna kill you. Drift, when we get out of here, can we, like, get a cat or something? I want to go to a cat cafe. Let's whatever. You understand. My words mush together, but they still count. You got so much of that angst. I want to go home. Angst. Oh, look, I got a person to kill. Kill Pyro.
Yeah.
She told Scott, and Scott just comes up and is like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. And then Pyro, literally, I just saw the end credits of Pyro's POV. Pyro was killed by Shelby after describing the way he murdered Avid. The end credits list that he found no peace, not in life, in vampirism, or in death. He had no graves, and no one mourned for him.
Wow.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of people had very angsty endings, but then you turn to Shovel's POV, and Shovel's POV is like, we freed ourselves, we're still vampires, we're living in New York City, the year is 2006, and my roommate Scott.
Why do we have a year now?
I don't know.
What year was it?
I don't know.
There were trains! We know there's trains!
Yeah, but also Scott referenced Beyonce. Despite being asleep for 600 years, I'm probably within the Victorian era, okay? Maybe Beyonce's a vampire.
No, not okay.
I'm just letting you two chat. I'm just sitting here.
You're just happy to be here.
Listen,
But I guess we should discuss the general ending, like the way it actually managed to conclude, because we did kind of just talk about Shelby living in New York.
Yeah. They just moved to New York. Ha ha ha. This is normal. And she wrote Vampire Diaries.
So, with the help of Scott, Pearlescent Moon, I guess with the help of Pearl, Scott, with the two of them combined, came up with this plan. And it was functionally, the humans can only leave if they become a vampire and then revert back. But the vampires can leave if they turn all the beacons and all the humans are gone. Well, no. Gone as in turned and then went back to being human. That meant they all had to work together. And they managed to do it with some casualties, but they managed to do it. And so they all just kind of left. They broke free. And the people who were vampires continued to live. They continued to be immortal. And then the people who got turned back, which was literally just abolished, I think, got an extended lifespan. Because according to Cleo, if you drink or are tainted by vampire blood, you have a very extended lifespan. You age very slowly.
Yeah, that's canon to a few different vampire things.
Yeah, the thralls or whatever it's called.
It depends on which mythology, which version of the story you're talking about. Some of there's thralls, but there's also different things. I don't know. There's a lot of different things you can find about vampires. That's part of the point and part of why the different people keep going, hey, is that real? Hey, is that canon to this one? Hey, is that canon to this one? Not so many different things.
I love that
Do they
Owen.
count?
Yeah, Owen made the counting canon. It's not
Yeah.
impulsive, but it is very enjoyable.
Yeah, I just really like counting the grains. Should we go through point of views? Or are we just gonna keep
I can
jumping
start
around
with
this list?
Apo, because Apo I was fully expecting to have a tragic ending. The whole story was setting up like this is going to be a tragedy, and then it just kind of ends with like, yeah, you can leave now. And Apo's like, will Cherry accept me back, the love of my life who's waiting for me in this village? Will she be able to see me as a vampire? And then Apo went, I'm just gonna go back to her anyways.
Yeah.
Apo, I
Cherry.
swear, Apo was
Like the
trying to
vampire
play.
thing isn't a buff.
Appa was trying to play both sides and was failing so horribly at every turn. Like, watching that final POV, I'm like, you've managed to make everyone not like you. How did you get out of this?
I think it was Apo. I'm pretty sure it was Apo that said when they were on that tower together turning it, so this has been nice. I hope to never see any of you ever again. This has been awful. Never want to see you guys again. Goodbye.
So, yes, I feel like that
Everyone
was
else is
a
like, "What?
conversation between Apo and Abolish or something.
It was there were a whole bunch of
there.
people up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there was a good response later. They brought it back up towards the end of, yeah, as Apo said, hope I don't see you guys again. Bye.
Bye. We already talked about Avid, how he didn't make it to the finale. Oh, let's talk about Lagundo, because that was probably the most heartbreaking ending.
So I would actually prefer to start on this rather than saying Lagundo's ending.
Oh, okay.
Because I did not watch Lagundo's first. I watched other people's perspectives first, and then I watched little clips of Lagundo's to see little bits of perspective. So I started with Shovels, because love that girl. But but I remember going, yeah, village people. Whoa, that man has been mangled. What just happened? And he's just muttering to himself of, I can help you. I help people. I help people. And Shelby goes, no, I'm good. No, I help people. Where's Scott? I don't know. He went out. Okay. Then he leaves. We step out to the bridge. Scott's there and go, hey, Legs is looking for you. He's a bit messed up right now. He's just covered in blood.
I swear, the way that the level 3 skin design looks for him, it very much looks like the back of his skull might be missing. I know it was probably just meant to be blood in his hair. I don't think there's a hair or a skull there anymore.
But here's the thing. I thought that was messed up. Then I went to a different person's perspective. I'm pretty sure it was Scott's. And saw Legs. Obviously later in the video, after he had been turned, after he's kind of having a breakdown, and just talking him down from the cliff. What's happening?
All right. Well, Mal, have you been keeping up with Legs' POV at all?
A little bit, and I do have some context about specifically what we were just talking about because of one of Pearl and Cleo's conversations. Cleo talks to Pearl and basically says, hey, Lagundo has come to me and said that if he is severely injured or is going to die, he wants me to turn him so that he can continue to help. So that was something that was agreed upon, but Lagundo was not turned by Cleo and was instead turned by someone else. But it was like an agreed upon thing for that to happen. And Lagundo was like willing to be kind of that vampire who had to die to let everybody free.
Oh, but let's catch you up on some details first, okay? So,
okay.
Owen had made it canon for a couple episodes now that he can gain the memory of anyone whose blood he drinks, but in very short clips and bursts and very limited information. In this episode, he drank Legs' blood again, completely non-consensually, by the way. He just shows up and does it. And in doing so, he gains the memory of Lagundo poisoning the food and water supply of a town and forcing them to commit cannibalism. And that is why Legs has been telling Owen, I don't deserve eternity. Do not make me a vampire. I need to repent and then die. That has been Legs' stance since he had done that thing. And so when Owen decided he wanted to make Legs miserable and ruin his existence, the only way he could figure out how to do that was by turning Legs into a vampire, by making him live with his sins for eternity. And it was bloody. It was bad. The screams that the screams. I was watching this on the TV. My dog got concerned.
I was sat there just what kind of one fan fiction is going on here?
Yeah, so Owen forcibly turned Legs, and then Legs had already started making that plan with Cleo of like, if I turned, at least I will be useful. He didn't take to being a vampire very well. The tunnel visioningness of it all was very disturbing to watch. And as we can see from everyone else's POV, it was very obvious Legs wasn't coping, right?
No!
And then the plan is made. If Scott and Pearl come together and they realize we need to figure this out, the only way to leave is if humans turn and then turn back. And Legs is like, I can do that. I can be the sire that you kill so the humans can continue being humans. And that was his way of repenting. So he turned Abolish Regrets, and then he tried to turn Martin. But Martin had already consumed some of the blood of Apo, because when Martin fell off that bridge in one of the earlier episodes, Apo said, I gave you some of my blood so that you could heal. Turns out...
Which, for the record, they don't explain that in Martin's point of view. He just dies and then doesn't explain it. Continue.
Yeah. So it turns out if you consume blood from a vampire, assuming that turns you into a thrall or whatever term we're using, you cannot be turned by another vampire. That would just straight up kill you because the body cannot handle two sires. And so when Legs started to turn Martin just died. And then Rendog was there watching this, freaks out, assumed Legs did that on purpose and tried to kill Legs. And so Scott had to step in and kill Rendog. And so that left the only two humans, Pearlescent Moon, who had to be human in order to cure the vampires who wanted to be cured, and then Abolish Regrets, who had just turned into a vampire. And so...
Well, only two humans.
Yeah, and so Legs went off with Zombie Cleo, and then peacefully said goodbye and was killed, and Abolish Regrets turned to being human and was able to leave the town.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which Ren's like final stand was actually so cool.
It was so cool.
It
was so cool.
That was a grief-stricken, like, that was emotional.
The art that we got in Ren's and Martin's POV, they turned that moment into like animation. It was stunning.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there was art in a couple of their point of views, specifically Martin and Ren. There's this moment of like, in Martin's at least, this like silence almost as he is being drank from, and then collapsing into Legs' arms, and Ren, who was facing the other way, turning over to his shoulder, seeing this and just going feral. And then it cuts off in Martin's point of view. It cuts off there of Ren turning around, seeing Martin collapsed, and then you get the credits, which, for the record, funniest credits out of everyone's point of views. But
probably the best, because everyone gets their own little nicknames of like, what character did they play? Well, you have Wolf, and we didn't know.
We have Fork.
Van Hell No, Missing Militia, Boy Who Cried, Vamp. Which, for the record, Vamp is slang for being bisexual, and Avid is bisexual IRL, and I love that very much.
Right.
We also have a Slippery Fella and 50 Shades of Sires.
It's just, yeah.
Yeah.
There was actually art in a handful of people's.
We should talk about Owen's next. Oh my god, Owen's art.
Oh, Owen.
Am I the only one who's seen Owen's ending?
I saw Owen's ending.
Okay. Oh my god.
Oh,
ow.
That's the one I saw right before this episode. As in, I was sat here in the call with Mal. I joined the call, cursed at Owen, and then muted myself to finish watching.
All right. Let's summarize Owen's ending. So Owen's been on the brink. Owen's fully believing that the only way to do this is to remove everyone from existence. And then he has an interaction with Legs, and he has this moment beforehand where he's talking to Abolish, and Abolish is like, there is a cure. I can cure you, but I want to give you that choice. And Owen's like, I have some things to do first. Let me think it through. Goes and turns Legs, and then goes back to Abolish and go, I'm ready to be cured now, which... All right. And then so they go up to some beacon or whatever, because it has to be done in front of a holy beacon. And Abolish does this thing of like, here's your choice. You can be turned into a human or you can die, because they were doing the forceful turn. This was like the one where, it's not, super good a choice, but it was still a choice, right? And Owen chose to die. He chose to go see Lewis one more time because he's like, vampires don't get to the good afterlife. I can see him in death because I know we'll both be there. But then he dies and we cut to an animation and it's so pretty.
Animation. It's an animation. It's beautiful because it bleeds like ink the whole time.
And it's Owen sees Lewis waiting for him at the pearly gates. He gets to see Lewis's face one last time, and we hear that Owen almost forgot what Lewis looked like. It's been so long. And he
thought
sees...
that it would be joy in the eyes.
Yeah.
But the eyes, he couldn't tell if it was disappointment or pity. He didn't have long enough to find out before the floor sinking out down below him.
Owen realizes that Lewis wasn't there waiting to greet him. Lewis was there to say his final goodbyes. Because Lewis got to go to the good afterlife. Owen did not.
I'm gonna go feral. That is so
great.
And the way the art of like the floor literally twisting and turning into smoky, inky tendrils and collapsing around him and suffocating him and dragging him away from Lewis.
This is good. This is very good.
He will be there.
Let's change tones of ending really quick, because the next perspective I watched was Infinite Drift, who stayed as a vampire and then 2006 is living in New York and is just hanging out with Scott and Shelby.
Okay.
It's gonna be okay.
Whoa.
It's gonna be okay.
One last time, but Lagundo watches sunset.
Lagundo got to watch his sunset. Yeah, it's so sad.
And Owen watched sunrise.
It's so sad.
And they deserved each other. In the worst way possible.
In the worst way possible. Found divorce.
I'm sorry. Okay. Found divorce needs to be a tag on AO3 this instant. Found divorce is wrong.
Found? I'm pretty sure I got that from Tumblr somewhere. It's describes their relationship so well. Yeah, anyways, Drift is living in New York. Apparently once a year, Drift, Shelby, and Scott go to visit Pearl and Cleo to see Avid's grave. And they're living a cozy afterlife, or I guess undead life, or whatever. But
Cozy
secretly,
epilogue.
Dude, secretly while they're all hanging out and just chatting up, Abolish is apparently watching through a telescope on another rooftop. Because Abolish got that extended life as well. Okay, so let me explain.
I know Scott promised, if I go bad again, you can kill me or whatever, but why is he just spying? That's just weird.
Abolish works for a secret organization, and as soon as the ending happened, Abolish went immediately back to his organization. And he was like, oh my god, I'm so glad I'm free of those idiots. I cannot wait to get off the stupid butler disguise. And then he was also like, I'm so excited that I didn't have to remain a vampire because that would be so much paperwork to do. Which tells me everything I need to know about Abolish, and I love it greatly. But yeah, like you mentioned, he said to Scott, they made that deal of, Scott can continue to live and go out into the world as long as he, remains good. If anything ever happens, Abolish agrees that he will deal with Scott, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so apparently he has an extended life, and he's continuing to work that organization, and he's like, yeah, I'll keep tabs on them. That will be my extended job. So it's literally his job to go spy on these people. And, it's 2006. We're going to assume roughly 200 or at least 100 years have passed. And Abolish still looks great. His hair is split dyed now. He's wearing an awesome hoodie outfit.
Chaos?
What?
How long, Chaos? How long has it been? How long has it been, Chaos? What year is it? Why?
Andy's gone.
So mad they just integrated.
That the outfits that everyone was wearing in Vampires SMP very much implies loosely Victorian era, obviously fantasy Victorian era, but like we know time has passed because 2006 is the only concrete date that we get, and obviously the outfits that those people were wearing weren't exactly, you know, year 2000 material. They all get extended life. Zombie Cleo looks like they're in their 30s, 40s when they're actually 80s. So, cool. Abolish gets that as well. Looking stylish, keeping secret tabs. Obviously is the new double agent I expect all the fanfictions to be about.
Pearl and Cleo are having a good time, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Have we
Can I
we
talk?
talked
Can
about...
Really good.
Can I talk?
Yeah, go ahead. Your turn. Your turn.
Yay! My turn. Pearl and Cleo kind of have a lot of moments together in their final episodes. A lot of like conversations about like what the plan is to save everyone and what they can do. And kind of Pearl decides that she wants to be the human who stays behind to cure people because they need a human to cure vampires. She stays, and she is fully under the assumption that everybody else is going to leave up until the point where people are leaving, and Cleo stays behind with her. And Cleo's like, "Yeah, no, we've got like a cat. There's a castle. We can fix the ballroom together. Like we can spend the rest of our lives here. I don't have to come and visit you. I can just stay." And so, like their ending together is just them living in the vampire's castle for the rest of their immortal lives because Pearl is turned into a vampire. And then we do a funny post-credit scene where Pearl is like in the vampire's castle during a full moon. Is like, "Hey, Cleo, do you feel weird?" And she's like, "No." Pearl's like, "Huh," and proceeds to turn into a giant wolf. So werewolf Pearl confirmed.
Werewolf finally confirmed. I don't think Pearl was trapped there anymore. Like, if Pearl remained human, Pearl would be trapped there. But in order for the vampires to leave, Pearl had to be turned into a vampire. Therefore, Pearl could then leave. But I think the reason why Pearl and Cleo ended up staying beyond just, like, Pearl was there to look for a new home is the fact that in Cleo's ending, we find out that there was a ton of vampire tombs hidden by magic around the countryside of Oakhurst. Like, this town truly was cursed. This has been going on for a very long time, and they're slowly breaking those magics and preventing tragedies to occur again. Like, that 100-year timeline of a tragedy will always continue to happen has probably been prevented at least a few hundred times.
Yeah, so that was part of it. I remember also one of my favorite parts of Cleo's particular ending was just the she has been writing letters to the mother vampire, her
Oh,
mother.
no, actually, I have a
But she
question
wrote
about that.
to Lagundo, the doctor, in the end of her episode. Yeah, what you were saying, Kels?
Okay, so in Cleo's episode 7 and continuing in episode 8, we find out that the vampire that took Cleo was a male vampire, and the mother she keeps referring to was Cleo's biological human mother who was killed by that male vampire. And yeah, Cleo was mentioned being raised in a coven of vampires, so there was probably others, but the mother that Cleo was writing to was already dead the entire story.
Fascinating.
Anyways,
Isn't that tragic?
Well, all of it is tragic, and Chaos disagrees, but I think the whole thing is tragic.
ain't that just the way of things?
No, not always. That was kind of... Scott knows how to feel again. He's felt emotions.
Yeah, Scott gets emotions
Congrats.
again. Mythical Sausage is off doing his own immortal thing. We don't really get like what does he do after the fact. It's just assumed that he goes to help Shelby with publishing and then kind of wanders off.
No clue. No clue. But Scott can feel again because he was gay and fell in love with Avid.
Yay!
It's not a complete exaggeration, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's funny that like the main emotion that was the marker was in fact just being gay. Yes.
something vampirism is a metaphor for queerness. I don't know. Sure, yeah.
It can be, but it's also a metaphor for differences of like this person is different, and queer can be one way of that. But it also can be different race. It's been used in different ways for a different time, but it's the outcasts, it's the others, it's you're different.
Yeah, it can also be a dynamic as far as class structure. It can also represent intimacy.
Yeah,
I read a
intimacy
book.
is
I read
another
a book
one.
about like how to interpret literature, and there was a full like chapter on this is how you interpret vampires, cannibalism, and zombies. And I went, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
vampires have a whole thing of the concept of consuming another, what that entails, symbology of that. They don't tie into it as much as they could have. They did touch on things, and they could have done it more. The fanfiction writers are working on it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's there. I think the really fun thing about Vampires SMP as a series as a whole is just that, like, depending on what perspective you're watching, it represents a different story. But, like, obviously,
Yeah,
because it's different perspectives, but like certain ones are like, oh, this is very much going into the otherness of vampires. This is going into what it means to be human. This one is going into like the power dynamics between the sire and the fledgling. Like a lot of different contrasting stories. So it's like, I like a vampire story, but I don't like one with X, Y, and Z. Okay, great. You'll
mhm,
like this person's perspective because they don't go into that, but it's still the same
yeah.
people in the space.
I think that the overarching story, I suppose, the overarching thing we're exploring is what is a monster?
Yeah, I'd say
What
that's the
if
thing.
I'm the monster?
They kept saying things, and I'm like, is this an Epic the Musical thing?
I know at least some of them
Yeah.
have seen Epic or listened to Epic the Musical.
I know they have.
And I think we actually managed to get through everyone's POV in like 30 minutes, and that's so impressive for us. So I want to say
Why
there's
are
a
they all
couple
there?
like different
Who's in all
POVs. I'm very like, you need to watch this person's episode blank. Like Scott's
Why is
episode
Scott 2
1.
hours?
Yeah, Scott's episode 1 is a must. And then I think Owen's episode 8 is a must. I mean, everyone's episode 8 is a must. Abolish's episode 7 is probably a really important one. Who is important for episode 2? What happened to episode? Oh, Shelby. Duh. Shelby. Episode 2. I think Cleo's episode 4 is important. Who's episode 3? What happens to episode 3? That's Apo. That's when Apo gets turned.
Well, because the whole point is that everybody has their own.
Yeah, everyone's insanely important. But
If
I'm
you
trying to
only
make a
only
list
watch
in my
one
brain.
anime,
Why does he have music now? Why does Avid have music?
Because Avid was a music person before Minecraft.
Just has. And I swear, I was watching it, and I audibly went, "Why is there anime intros? Why is there an anime outro?"
Because Avid wrote that song. Actually, it was originally meant to be about Skyblock Kingdom lore, but ultimately Vampires came first, and it kind of ended up fitting better for Vampires SP. So that song was just, put to the Vampires intro. And then we get to TwitchCon, and Avid was like, I need to actually figure out if I have a song for my finale, and ended up just doing an acoustic version of Something's Not Right. And then the next episode ended up being Avid's finale, and we got to hear it, and it was so painful. Yeah. Oh, Avid's episode 7, actually. No, Avid's episode 7 is a requirement. Apo's episode 3 is a requirement. I said Zombie Cleo for episode 4. Laguna, I'm going to say for episode 5. Yeah, Lagundo's episode 5, because that's the time Legs lies about being a vampire.
When Cleo tells Martin and Pearl, that was a great perspective.
And then episode 6. That's the week no one got turned. Everyone just kept dying. I'm going to say Martin for episode 6.
I don't remember what episode the militia was, but I think that Ren's perspective for the militia is kind of important.
Militia forming?
Yeah, militia forming.
I think that's like 3 or 4.
Well, I'm throwing him in the ring.
Okay.
Ren, just don't you know?
I don't know. Well, I know I do know, don't you know?
None of us know. I don't think any of us know.
Does he know?
No, he never did.
He never get resolved on like he has a cursed tongue because he ate a cursed cookie. Like, what? What?
Yeah. Tell me about your magical systems, please.
So witches are confirmed to be a thing because Scott dealt with witches to make him immune to being staked, and witches cursed the cookie that then cursed Ren's tongue.
Witches,
vampires, werewolves, demons. It's an urban fantasy.
We also have did we use actual heaven or hell? We have afterlife things.
We have a good and bad afterlife, but I think it's like, they're not going to be specific.
Yeah,
non-denominational.
Non-denominational pearly gates, inky black void of darkness and death.
Sounds like my type of party.
Woo, woo.
It's like the one tells the truth, one always lies doors.
Vampires, like, are so inherently tied to Christian lore. It's really hard to separate them. But there was one show that had, like, a Jewish vampire, and they changed it so the vampire wasn't repelled by a cross, but rather by David's star. I don't remember what show that was. Fascinating, or whatever. But I really love that idea of, like, you are repelled by the religious symbol that you believe to hold power. Like that.
There was no straight people in that town.
Not a single. No. Remember?
Even the ones that are straight in real life, as far as we're aware. Yeah, why?
Yeah, there was a period of time where every single vampire was queer.
It's just, Minecraft just brings that out in people,
Minecraft just brings that out. What was the thing I posted on Tumblr the other day of, like, if I show physical affection in real life, people will assume the wrong thing. But the second I open up Minecraft, everyone's getting little kisses on the forehead.
No, I just tackle my friends. That's what I do. As far as Minecraft body language, if I am in the vicinity of someone in Minecraft, I will just start hitting them.
Yeah, I do. I do love this general pow 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 greeting.
It's not even as a greeting. Just if I see you and we're talking, I will just hit you if you're not looking at me. Or if you are looking at me, doesn't matter.
Pay attention to me. Pay attention to me.
Pay attention.
We have to wrap this up soon.
Let's Q&A.
No. Before Q&A, we got to bring up the fact that Pow Creations did confirm that they are doing more YouTube exclusive stuff going forward in the future. So
we do love Pow Creations. But that said,
we love Pow Creations. We're giving them all forehead kisses.
You've got to edit this. You have to edit this. Please remember. Let's go on to the Q&A. This is my sound. Blah, blah, blah,
blah. Q&A time. Question number 1 from EXT Traffic Light. What is your favorite Minecraft skin that a creator has? Example, Green's Permit Office skin, or maybe Shovel's Empire Season 2, or possibly Vampires, because that's what we're talking about today.
Out of Vampires, Cleo's vampire one is my favorite. Just saying.
I'm biased, Friend's vampire is my favorite. But if we're talking like total all skins of all time, Skulk Cub fan is my final.
I don't know if I have an absolute favorite. I do. Oh no.
Xuma has great ones.
Xuma does have really great ones. I love Juppet, like the Juppet finale skin. Not the one that he started with the big orange nose. Don't love that, Joe Hills. But the finale Juppet was pretty good. I love Owen's Minecraft skins when they have like the eyes be that huge and they go over to the side.
Okay. Origins SMP Scott.
Good choice. I can get behind that.
Ollie's Empire skin. I want to cosplay that.
Tango.
Which one?
Tango's
Dungeon Master Tango. No, actually no. Create mod Tango Tech.
Oh wait, Corralis's Create mod. That one's cute.
And actually, my final answer is a tie between Create mod Tango and Skulk Cub because they're both really good.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 2 from 8-Bit Fox. Any recommendations for writing fanfiction on Hermitcraft?
Like suspension of disbelief.
My main writing strategy is, I know the idea that I want my dialogue to say. If I cannot imagine that general idea coming out of a character, I have not written the dialogue correctly. So I am mentally playing a YouTube video of what the people sound like as I'm writing to get accurate dialogue.
Make it ugly first, then make it good.
That's honestly is for writing in general. You've got to make it ugly in order to make it at all. Because believe me, none of us are good at this to start with. And if they say they are, they're lying. But
get someone else and be crazy about your story with them so they pressure you into writing it.
I think you've just got to think about the mechanics of Minecraft. There are many different ideas that can come from the videos. Or not from the videos at all, that are just you projecting what you are thinking of a random topic and picking out the Hermitcrafts as your little characters. And I think it's just fun if you're doing Hermitcraft specific rather than fanfiction or writing in general to think about those Minecraft mechanics and how they would feel. What does respawn feel like? What do potions taste like? I want to do an episode on this.
My legal question I'm obligated to ask. What do you think the humidity of the end is? Is it dry or is it wet? And does the same apply for the nether?
No. I think the nether is like a dry, hot, always, but the end is like the lack of.
I'm of the opinion that I think that I think the end is warm and wet. I think it's like the when you're outside in Arizona summer before a monsoon and you just kind of feel the water around you. I think the end is wet.
See, in my
I think
mind,
the
the
end is
end is a
cold.
dried up ocean, so I cannot imagine that air being humid at all.
I think it's like really, really cold. Like when you got a really dry winter and you step out and you can feel that bitterness on your skin.
The end is dry because all the water is gone. The nether is dry because if you've ever been to the Grand Canyon during summertime and you walk outside and your feet burn, that's the nether to me. And then the overworld's going to be like whatever. Here's it. I grew up in an area that had literally perfect humidity. It's like you couldn't notice if it was any humidity at all. So that's what I just imagine every place to be like. And I very much learned that it's not true.
I think it's just the humidity. It's not that there's no the average amount of humidity. It's just you grew up in that. That's what you think is average.
Well, Southern California, people say, oh, there's no humidity at all, but that would technically be untrue because then it would be a very, very dry weather, but it was like the perfect temperature.
We were talking about the temperature of the end, temperature of the nether. Are potions carbonated?
Depends.
That depends on the potion.
And also, are they consistency of like water, milk, syrup? Where are we thinking? Where on the range are we?
Syrup. I
think that depends on the ingredients. Like if you're having like a golden carrot night vision, that would be more watery. But anything with fermented spider eye would definitely have like almost like a custard texture to it.
It's in a glass bottle. Are you chugging custard?
Yeah. Have you had custard before? It's so good. I would chug that.
Swiftness potion. Your swiftness potion has to be thinner because it's basically sugar water.
It's ingredient based, just like all food is.
Well, fair enough. But like, maybe it's like a brewing stand. If you've seen I don't know if
you're just boiling things in a brewing stand, okay? It's boiling and straining.
No. Well, yes, but also it does look similar to, you can buy not those soda making carbonation machines, but you can buy, you take the thing, you pull it down, and the spigot releases the stuff, and it's all carbonated. And yeah, I called it a tap. Does the processing of potions, does that include carbonation? In the brewing, because it's boiling it. It's brewing it.
I think it would aerate it, but not fully carbonate it, because carbonating is introducing specifically carbon. When aerating is you're just mixing air in, like you're getting the fluff. That's how cake has a whole bunch of holes in it. That's aerating it.
How about this? If it has gunpowder, or if it has glowstone, it can be carbonated. But I don't think the ones that don't have that too.
Okay, you opened up Minecraft Educational Edition. Me and Andy, do we have any pets? Also, I love the Vampire CMV. Thank you. I love Bite. That was a very good thing I did.
Yeah, I have 2 pets right now.
I have a dog named Joey Joseph Joestar. He does not like anyone being in his personal space. I've never met a dog who does not like hugs and kisses, and yet here he is. He will growl at you. He will sit right next to you and be perfectly content. And if he really loves you, he'll get up on your lap if you're sitting in a very specific chair. That is about it.
I have 3 dogs and 1 cat.
I love your cat.
And he loves my cat.
No, hand beans over, please.
You can have him. I will let you take him if you want.
I know, but we've got to get rid of my family members so that I can take this cat in.
Don't phrase it like that.
The cat's name is Beans, and there's a story behind it. I love Beans. Beans he's very cute.
I have a folder of Beans. Fix this chaos. I'm gonna send you.
Yeah, you know what? Here, Chaos, let me send you a photo of Beans so you can put it on the Tumblr.
I love the Tumblr.
I have folders of this. I have some good ones.
I used to have a dog named Bailey. If you guys have ever seen the picture of that really fluffy white dog who fully blends in the carpet to the point you can't see the difference between the carpet and the dog's fur, that was Bailey. She passed away a little over a year ago. Oh my god, Beans!
That's Beans. He is fully grown, but he is small.
He's my favorites.
He's a menace. Endy has so many photos of my cat. Endy has shown people my cat.
I've shown my therapist your cat.
You've shown your therapist my cat.
Did we
This
ever
is-
talk about how Pearlescent Moon became a werewolf bigger than Zombie Cleo?
We did mention that she became Big Dog. We did not mention the size relative to Cleo, but yeah.
Here are some of my favourite meme pictures for Chaos. You guys don't get to see that as the audience, but if you demand it, I suggest you demand it. We can make a Beans episode.
We cannot make an episode about Mal's cat. Mal's cat does not have a fandom. We are called FanDive. We are diving into fandoms.
I can make a fandom for this.
We do not. We do not need fandom. I almost named Joey Joseph Joestar Bean. I really wanted his name to be Bean. He clearly does not fit the name, but I felt in my heart his name should be Bean.
Yeah, I have two
Well-
dogs, Rosalinda and Beta. No, that is not Omega Fist related. We just had a naming convention of the Greek alphabet.
Yeah. No, dude, despite Joey's last name being Joestar, I have not seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It just simply fit for him. Like, I knew in my heart that's who you are. Not a Bean, but a Joestar. Yeah, so that's the podcast, I guess.
That's the episode.
That's the
Woohoo.
episode. I'm gonna go DM Lagundo and quietly scream, "How dare you! I was not allowed to be right. I got hit in the face with Apollo's dodgeball. This is your fault." Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of FanDive. We'll be back again next Monday diving into yet another fandom. Have a topic or question for the podcast? Head over to our website, fandive.tumblr.com. There you can also find any episode relevant images and general shenanigans that we get up to. It is Tumblr, after all. We're not afraid of being fans of things.